So making Krishna's breakfast today. First I'm starting with the halwa. Okay, hold on. See, the butter is melting, and over here we have sugar water with sugar, and I'm going to put cashew nuts and dates. Okay, just put in the semolina. So now you have to let this toast. Every now and then you have to stir it, otherwise it will burn. But you let it toast, get nice and brown before you add the water. Alright, Hare Krishna. So now we're going to make corn sabji. So it's going to have a sauce. So I'm going to basically prepare the corn, take off all the bits we don't need, and first of all we're going to boil it in hot water. Okay, so we've added some cashew nuts. Might have gone overboard with them a bit, so oh dear, but anyway, we basically add them when the grains are coming to completion in terms of being toasted, because you don't want the cashew nuts to get burnt, but obviously you want them to be cooked as well, you don't want them raw. So I'm just going to mix these, and over here you can see the sugar water is actually ready, so I've turned it down because we have to wait until the semolina is toasted. And here we have our corn that is boiling basically for the sabji. Okay, so I'm just putting in some vanilla into the halwa because I've just transferred the grains into the water, which is like a science experiment. I should have showed you because it's a bit smoky. So you can put the rest of the water in. And then we just give it a good stir. Like that. And it will pick it up when you put the lid on. Alright, so we're going to make some drink for Krishna because it's December and it's cold. You know, and it's anyway in snow. Let's make a nice fresh watermelon juice because that's what you need in this sort of weather. It's cute, as you can see. It's a very small little baby. So I'm going to chop it up and whiz it up in this, which is an amazing blender, by the way. Amazing if you made in one, one tap. So yeah, so this is going to be the breakfast drink for Krishna. Okay, so here's the chunks of spices in ghee, and you see this is going to be for the tomato sauce for the corn sabji. So just let them brown up a bit before I add the tomatoes. Let the tomatoes cook, let them soften, and then we'll just blend them. Alright, so as you can see, the tomatoes have nicely softened, they're melting. I've added salt, turmeric, cumin powder. What else did I add? I think that was it. Yeah. And cashew nuts because it makes the sauce creamy, and peanuts because they're actually an essential part of this particular sabji to add those red peanuts. So we're going to turn it off soon and just let it cool down before we whiz this all up. And over here you can see the corn. You see my camera's getting fogged up. The corn is coming on nicely. I might actually turn this off in a minute as well because I need them to cool down before I can actually take the kernels off, otherwise I'll burn myself. An essential part of cooking is actually washing up. Recommend highly that you wash as you go. Don't have a big mountain at the end of it. It actually affects the consciousness and the way we're operating in the kitchen, and it's just nice to be neat and tidy and clean. So it isn't much, but still I'm just going to wash up what is in here and then have a look at what's going on with the corn and the sabji sauce. Right, so we've got the corn, it's been boiled, and so I'm not going to put it like this holding the sabji because we're not serving up to donkeys, you know. So we're going to, see, can you see what I'm doing? And scrape it off. So I did run this under the hot water. Hold on. Let's see to make sure my milk don't overboil. I did run it under the hot water, otherwise you can burn yourself when you do this. In fact, it is still heating up a bit at the top. So this is what I'm going to do. Not with all of them. One of them I'm actually going to chop in small slices and put them into the sabji direct because that's what the recipe calls for. But yeah, so ouch, that's hot. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Can you see it? No, because my big finger's in the way. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that with all of them. Right, so we've taken off all the corn. All but one. Oops. Because this one, I'm just going to chop into pieces, and they'll mostly make 2 pieces per plate because there's 4 plates, and then that will be put in the sauce so they can chew on something. But the rest will just be like individual corn. Okay, so now we're just going to quickly plate up the plates. Transfer the offerings onto the plates because they're going to go down about 5 minutes. So I'm just going to quickly do that and then they're ready to go down. So we've finished cooking now. I'm going to cover them up because they have to go down on the altar to be offered. Now let me show you the finished plate. There's the sabji. Okay, so we're all finished now. We're just waiting for them backup pujari. She's not a backup pujari. It's a pujari that's going to offer the... Oh, that's Bubsy. Okay, here he is. His name's Krishna Prasad. Believe it or not, it's a very appropriate name. When he brings the plates back, they will be Krishna Prasad. So he's mystical in that way. So he's taking the plates down to the altar, and yeah. Okay, so that's it. Hare Krishna.